up, guys? Welcome back to the SUPES channel. My name is Matthew Ramos, and on this channel I aim to entertain, inform, and inspire using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So guys, before we get into talking about today's video, I just want to address something little, but it's a small milestone, but it's a big milestone at the same time, and this is 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for helping me reach 2,000 subscribers. You know, I hit 1,000 subscribers not that long ago, and to finally hit 2K, it gets me more pumped to just keep on reaching more digits and more people and just connecting and bringing you guys the best videos possible, and to have more people see those videos is everything to me. So thank you all guys for helping me reach 2K. Now on to the next one. But anyways guys, now we're getting closer and closer to closing 2019, and not only are we going to be moving into a different year, but we're also moving into a different decade. And man, looking back at these past 10 years, this has been the greatest 10-year stretch in superhero comic book fan film history. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down my top 10 most favorite superhero films of the past decade. And oh my god, I'm just like looking back. Dude, we are so blessed to have lived through this era. I mean, when you look at a film like Avengers Endgame, like to see that all of that has built up in the past 11 years, and to look back and see everything we've experienced over these past 10 years, it's something that's never happened in human history. And now looking forward to the next 10 years, like it's only gonna get crazier from here on out. So let's get into my breakdown of the top 10 best films of the decade. So let's get right into it. So coming in at number 10, we have a film that changed the game. This was one of those films that just changed the superhero film industry, and this is Deadpool. Deadpool came out in 2016, and Deadpool, that character has completely exploded. At the time, it was the #1 highest grossing R-rated film of all time, and it changed the superhero genre forever, because studios were looking at superhero films as PG-13 films. Like, we cannot make a rated R movie, and Fox definitely took a wild chance on making a Deadpool movie rated R, you know, no filter, just raw Deadpool straight out of the comics, and it was amazing. It was so amazing to see them do that character so much justice. And when you have a guy like Ryan Reynolds, who's born for that role, just completely embody it and just have no filter of who Deadpool is, it was just so beautiful to watch. And that's why Deadpool is such a popular character today, and he's the only character that's not getting recasted moving forward into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because he changed the game and he was one of those pioneers to move us into a new direction for superhero films. At 9, we have another pioneer, another game-changing film within the superhero fan film genre that we are going to see make movements not only now but in the future to come. And this is Joker. Joker coming in at number 9. I absolutely loved Joker, and it's one of the most different comic book films we've ever seen before. This is a film that isn't focused on the grand scale, big cinematic universe. It's focused on a small, compacted story, but that's so extremely deep, and it's so extremely powerful. And oh my god, to see an actor like Joaquin Phoenix completely kill this role. It was so awesome, and it did not disappoint. This was one of those movies where from the first teaser trailer, we saw it and we were like, all right, best actor, Joaquin Phoenix, best actor. Like this is going to be amazing. This is going to be amazing. And it came out and it was better than expected, and Joaquin Phoenix was better than expected. And now moving forward into Oscar season, this movie is going to rack up some crazy Oscars. And this is something that, you know, the superhero films haven't done before. Superhero films they've gotten Oscars for visual effects, costume design, but never for best picture, for best actor. And to see this movie making waves within the Oscars, this is game changing for the superhero fan film genre. So that's why Joker's coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have Captain America: The Winter Soldier. So the reason I put this at number 8 is because this movie transcended the character of Captain America. I mean, this is what made Captain America Captain America. This was the movie that made Captain America from the comics to the big screen they adopted him completely in this film. They took a Captain America from the 1940s, put him in to modern day society, and see how he dealt with all of that. And the storyline that followed in Captain America the Winter Soldier, where not only do you have the storyline with Cap and Bucky, but you also have the most intriguing storyline that Captain America has ever been through within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this is conforming and stepping away and not following orders, and not just stepping away and doing what's right because that is what's right. It doesn't matter whose orders he's following. He's going to do what's right regardless, and he's not gonna compromise. This was a movie that completely embodies one of the Captain America's greatest quotes, and this is, when the whole world is telling you to move, it's your job to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the world, no, you move. And oh my god, this movie was just so awesome. I think it's the best solo Marvel film out of their solo movies. This is the best solo Marvel film, without a doubt. The acting was off the charts. The plot was insane. The action was intense. And it gave so much substance to the character of Captain America. So that's why Captain America the Winter Soldier is coming in at number 8. Number 7, we have a controversial one, but Man of Steel. Man of Steel. Superman is my favorite superhero. You guys all know that. And I thought Henry Cavill absolutely killed it. Zack Snyder killed it in this movie. It was the perfect modern day Superman origin story. It made complete 100% total sense. Michael Shannon as Zod was an amazing villain, and although at the end Superman did kill, I thought it was justified. I mean, you have Zod about to kill a family, and then we have a character who's known for his righteousness, who's known to be so good, so loving, and not a killer, having to struggle between letting a family die or going against his morals. And it was just such an awesome thing to see. I loved Man of Steel. It's such an underrated comic book film, and that's why it's coming in at number 7. Number 6, we have X-Men Days of Future Past. You know, you have the two definitive X-Men casts coming together in this giant blockbuster film, and with Hugh Jackman at the front of it. Like, is there anything more I need to say? I mean, Professor X, James McAvoy, Patrick Stewart, oh my god, Magneto, Michael Fassbender, absolutely amazing. And then on top of that, you have Quicksilver. You have the introduction of Quicksilver within the new X-Men franchise, and it was just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. This is another one of those super underrated comic book films, but I remember when I was watching it, it was just the scale and the scope of the film was so massive, and it did not disappoint. This was when Jennifer Lawrence actually liked being in the X-Men, and you definitely saw that within the way she led as Mystique in that film. And I thought it was such an awesome collision of the two worlds we know and love, the OG X-Men and the new age of X-Men, and just putting that all together. They did it so well. So that's why X-Men Days of the Future Past is coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have Avengers Infinity War. So I'm sure a bunch of you guys right now are saying, why isn't Infinity War above your list? And we'll get to who's above Avengers Infinity War, but this was the first taste of the culmination of everything Marvel has been building towards. This is everything that Marvel has been building towards. You know, from the first time we saw Thanos at the end of the first Avengers, all the way to now, where Thanos is finally coming. He is coming. He's out of the shadows. He's coming to take what's rightfully his, the Infinity Stones. And to see all of the Avengers, all of these crazy worlds collide in one film. You know, this was a recipe. It was originally a recipe for disaster. I mean, you have so many characters. How are you gonna juggle all of these characters, put them in a film, and have it all make sense? And they pulled it off. They pulled it off to the best way possible. And although Infinity War is coming in at number 5 on my list, I still find it to be one of the best movies Marvel has ever come out with. There's no doubt about it. And when you look at just the surprises in this film, it was shocking. I remember it being in the theater and just jumping up, spilling Coke, throwing popcorn, just because we couldn't control ourselves. This was one of those movies that transforms you. It's an experience, and it's something that, you know, the other casual solo Marvel films couldn't really do. These two Avengers films, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and the other Avengers films as well, these are movies that they're an experience. It doesn't even matter if the film's good or bad. What matters is how good is the experience watching these movies. And Avengers Infinity War brought the crazy experience I've ever experienced at the time when it came out. So that's why it's coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, we have Logan. This was another pioneer film. This was a film that finally let loose on Wolverine. They let the beast out. And to finally see Wolverine done so much justice in his own rated R film. No filter, just pure, this is Wolverine. And a beautiful story and a beautiful send-off. You know, this is the most beautiful send-off to a character that we've ever seen in the superhero fan film genre. A lot of people like to say Iron Man, but no. Because of Logan, we got the death in Iron Man. I mean, Kevin Feige said it himself when after seeing the beautiful send-off for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine character in Logan, they wanted to do something similar with the character of Iron Man. So Logan was one of those pioneer films that just let loose. They did not care. Rated R Wolverine film, let's do it. Let's do it. And they did not let loose. It was absolutely gorgeous to see Wolverine not only tackle his send-off, but to actually care and finally sympathize for another character within his daughter, X-23. That was so awesome to see. And for the first time we saw Wolverine caring about someone more than he cared about himself. And it was just, it showed us levels to Wolverine that we've never seen before. And it adds so much more depth to that character. And oh my God, the way I remember watching that film, that was the first film that I've ever watched in that theater 7 times. Because after the first time I watched it, I just wanted to keep on going back with different people, with the same people, to just witness this masterpiece of a film. And that's why Logan is coming in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, we have the first Avengers movie. This was the first time we see all of the Avengers come together. To see Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, and all of their the Incredible Hulk and all of their different worlds all come together in this movie. It was so awesome, and they did it so well. This movie was a film that I was kind of worried going into because it was something that I didn't really know what to expect. But after getting the whole film and to see all of the awesome character interactions that I didn't know I needed to see, we finally got it. All of the Avengers coming together. And Captain America almost saying Avengers Assemble, but of course we all know it served a greater purpose. And to see all of the Avengers come together and take down the most awesome MCU villain in Loki, it was so awesome to see that whole universe finally gel together. Because for the time being, you know, we knew the universe was connected, but it was all leading up to them finally all coming together. And that's what this film did. And it opened up the gateway for what was to come and moving forward, which was just absolutely insane. So that's why Marvel's Avengers is coming in at number 3. Okay, coming in at number 2. This is gonna be controversial, but this is a movie I absolutely adore. It's one of my favorite superhero films of all time, and I cannot talk enough about it. And this coming in at number 2 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yes, I love that movie more than any other film besides the film above it. Any other film on this list. And this is because this movie was, I've never seen a movie that was so perfect. After watching this film, I came out of it and I was like, there's not one scene in this film that didn't serve a purpose. There wasn't anything in this film that I could look at and take out. Because this movie was so damn amazing. It was so perfect. And the message behind it is the message that I absolutely adore the most. And it's the most powerful message that any superhero film can endorse. And this is that anyone can be your hero. Anyone can do it. And to see the a character like Miles Morales step into the big, like on the big stages in a theatrical release in his own movie, to see him as a kid being mentored by Peter Parker, who was still a prominent character, but not the main character. And the thing is that they didn't have to tear down Peter Parker in order to elevate Miles Morales. Instead, they elevated Peter Parker by mentoring Miles Morales. And it was such an awesome thing to see. It worked so well. It was such, going into it was such an like underrated film. Like, we didn't think it was gonna be this good, and it turned out to be my second best superhero movie of the decade. And like, when I was going into that film, I was like, I was thinking it was such a small scale animated film. Wasn't really thinking much of it, but it turned out to be my second most favorite superhero film of the decade. And coming in at number 1 as the best superhero film of the decade, I'm sure it's no surprise to you guys, but Thor: The Dark World, guys. Thor: The Dark World's psych Avengers freaking Endgame. Come on now. Like, there's no surprise with this one. This was the superhero film that brought everything that Marvel has been building. This was literally a superhero fan's dream put onto the big screen. I mean, I've never seen a movie that did so much fan service in terms of just giving the fans everything they want to see. They absolutely did that. They did it in the most beautiful ways possible, and it was the culmination of everything that came before it. And to see all of the characters in this same scene together, like that Avengers Assemble scene, my God, I've never seen such a beautiful cinematic. I've never seen such a beautiful scene in my life. And to see it all come together to culminate to Captain America catching Thor's hammer and finally saying, Avengers Assemble, where that classic Avengers theme plays. I've never felt so much joy, so much excitement, so much love, so much gratitude, so much everything when watching a movie. And this was a movie that, it wasn't necessarily the best Marvel movie ever, but it was the movie that brought the best experience that no movie in human history has ever provided. This was a movie that turned theaters into football stadiums. And this wasn't a movie that you could just sit and watch. This is a movie where you had to go crazy. Like, everyone was standing on their feet when Captain America said Avengers Assemble. Everyone was screaming. It turned you from a human into an animal. And that's why this movie is the best film of the decade, because not only is it the best experience that this movie provided, but just to see all the culmination of the entire story that Marvel has been building up to this point, to see it all come together so well. It was such an awesome thing to see. Like, when we watched that first Iron Man film back in 2008, we did not think that one day we would see what we saw in Avengers Endgame. And it was beyond our wildest dreams. It was a film that, even though we were all hyped for it and we all had high expectations, it blew our expectations through the roof. So that is everything you want to see when you go into a comic book movie. And Avengers Endgame was everything we wanted to see as fans in a superhero film. And it did not disappoint. As a matter of fact, it surpassed our expectations. And that's why this is the best film of the decade. So now I'm kicking it back to you guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. What movies do you disagree with on my list? And what do you think is the best superhero film of the decade? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know there's some controversial ones in there, so hop in the comment section down below and let's debate. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.